Call this meeting of the Blackhawk County Board of Supervisors to order. Roll call, please, Mr. Veeder.
Leyland?
Here.
Little?
Here.
Velka?
Here.
White?
Here.
Schwartz?
Here. Join us in a moment of silence to reflect on today's actions.
Sorry about that.
Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I have a motion on the agenda as
So moved.
received or as amended. Any moved and seconded? Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The agenda is approved. Next, we'll have public comments. If there's anybody from the public wishing to comment on something that is not an agenda item, please come to the podium at this time. All right. Seeing none, we will move on to claims and payments.
The total is $6,466,836.59. The largest item on here is the $6 million proceeds check to solid waste for their bonds that we had written. Engineer total for $83,000, and then we had maintenance for $128,000. Everything looked normal. So,
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, it's moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions? Roll call, please, Mr. Veeder.
Leyland?
Yes.
Little?
Yes.
Velka?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Schwartz?
Yes. Next, we'll receive project updates from department heads or elected officials.
Morning, Kathy. Morning.
Good morning, Kathy Nicholas, County Engineer. The paved roads have been salted and sanded, and they'll be in probably better shape in a few hours. I did want to bring up a topic that I had mentioned to you in email, and that's the electronic signing of the contracts by the Iowa DOT. As you know, electronic signature is now the only method of signing a contract that is let through the Iowa Department of Transportation. In the past, this has had to be electronically signed by the chair. So every year we've had to reset that up for each of you as the chair rotates. The Iowa DOT and their general counsel have decided that at the request of the counties that this can be delegated to another county employee. Most likely it's been the county engineer, but it has been the county auditor in some cases, I believe. So I wanted to take this up for your consideration. If you would like to delegate that to myself or to Grant, then we could just be doing that electronic signature. It has to be done for every contract. The DOT is saying that it can't be a blanket approval. It does have to be done probably with a resolution for every contract. We could just do that as part of the signing of the contract resolution or before or after, however you want to pursue that. I wanted to bring that to your attention.
So the procedure doesn't change at all, as far as us having to bring it before the resolution and doing that type of thing, it's just the actual signature.
Right. The procedure would most likely be the same as it's been here in the boardroom. We would have to probably add some language at some point saying that you do designate someone else to do the electronic signature. That's what the DOT council is recommending, that there be, that be by resolution for every contract.
And I think Pete reviewed this, or the document, there was an agreement that Pete reviewed for us too, I think, and you responded on, correct, Pete?
Right. Yeah, I don't see a problem with this at all. It hasn't changed anything. You're still making the decision, so.
It seems more efficient.
Yeah, that's no problem with me.
So do we need to place that on an agenda item then to give someone that approval or give you the approval or Grant, or do we need more discussion on it?
You have any trouble, Grant? Or do we revert?
No, I
mean,
don't have
for
any
auditing
problem with that,
purposes,
but
I think it'd be,
I wonder if it could also be the finance director.
that's a good point, too.
But it wouldn't matter if it was me either.
and I'm fine with that as well. So, whatever you guys decide.
Just put it on the agenda.
Yeah, we'll just add that to the agenda probably next week.
Okay.
Is that, I mean,
We can figure out amongst the three of you who's who it should be best, then we'll put
Okay.
that on the agenda.
Yeah, that sounds fine then. Okay, we'll pursue that then. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any other department heads or elected officials today? All right, moving on to the minutes approved for the February 11th and February 13th meetings. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, minutes are approved. Next is the consent agenda. The following items will be approved with a single resolution.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Is there anything from the consent agenda anybody wishes to pull out to discuss? Hearing none. Roll call, please, Mr. Veeder.
Little,
Yes.
Jelka,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes. Next, we'll move on to contracts and agreements. This is a resolution of the 28E agreement between Blackhawk County and the City of LaPorte City for the placement of vehicle registration stops on persons with City of LaPorte City parking tickets. Be approved and recommended, approved as recommended by Rita Schmidt, County Treasurer. Rita.
Morning, Board. Rita
Morning.
Schmidt, Treasurer. Chief of Police from LaPorte City, Chris Brecker, had approached us to see if we could have a 28E agreement with the City of LaPorte to put stops on the, parking ticket stops on their records for their vehicles. Somewhat like what we do for the City of Waterloo, Gilbertville, Rhinebeck. It kind of gives them a little bit of some teeth in their ticket to get them paid. So we had Pete review this. He checked the 28E agreement, had us reach out to the DOT to see if there was any issues, and he also had a response from the Attorney General's office saying that per different codes that it was no problem with them. And so with that, I would say that we're willing to have you approve the 28E agreement with LaPorte City.
So move.
Second?
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Do we have any other discussion or questions? Hearing none. Roll call, please, Mr. Veeder.
Jelka,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes. Next, we'll move on to other business. First is a motion that the personal requisition for network administrators, full-time, in the Information Technology Department be approved as recommended by Kim Veeder, Information Technology Director.
This is one of the positions that was suggested for our assessment, and I have funding in my current budget year to pay for this position.
So move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion is passed. Next is a motion that the travel request submitted by Kim Veeder for Information Technology Director be approved. Direct the chair to sign for the same for $239.92 to attend the ISAC Legislative Conference in Des Moines, scheduled March 12th through March 13th, 2020.
So moved?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is passed. Next is a resolution that the donation request submitted by Veterans Memorial Hall Commission for the unused laptop be approved and as recommended by Kim Veeder, Information Technology Director.
Yeah, and I did visit with the requester. It's a desktop, not a laptop, but he was happy to get it, and it's a machine that probably would have been recycled, so.
Was it a desktop or a laptop?
It is a desktop, so we need to change that. I didn't see that until now.
But you mentioned this, and this, it's an unused.
Right, right. It's a machine that had been used and brought back to our, so it's, as I told him, it wasn't going to be the best machine in the world, but it was better than nothing is what he, you know.
It's old.
So
It's old.
used. Yeah.
In computer terms, I guess that's 6 to 8 months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little longer than that, but yes. So he did follow the procedure or the policy that the board had about sending you a letter, so that's pretty much the routine we went, so. Any other questions?
You got a motion?
No motion
No.
yet.
I'll make that motion with a change to desktop.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion or questions? Roll call, please, Mr. Veeder.
White,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Jelka,
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes. Next is a resolution to direct the Board of Supervisors to approve and sign the application for a special permit request by Mid-America Energy Company to construct an electrical substation on a gravel pad with a gravel road located southwest 4410 South Raymond Road, as recommended by Seth Hyberg, zoning administrator.
Okay. Well, I don't know, I'm passing around a map kind of for the location, so I'll just go ahead and get started. Planning and Zoning Commission at its regular meeting on June 18th, 2019, reviewed the request by Mid-American Energy for a special permit to build an electrical substation on a gravel pad with a gravel road located southwest of 4410 South Raymond Road in the A Agricultural District, which is located approximately a half mile northwest of the South Raymond Road and Sierra Road intersection. For this request, southwest of 4410 South Raymond Road, Mid-American Energy Company special permit. It was moved by Wertz and seconded by Sage to approve the special permit request to allow for the construction of a new 210 by 158, 31,180 square feet site area with enclosure, electric utility substation in the agricultural district. Motion to approve carried 6-1. Zach voted no due to a complaint raised by a neighbor having a substation placed too close to her home. It was moved by the applicant's attorney, Chris Posey, that the substation will be placed 800 feet from any home within the project area. He also noted that Des Moines substations are constructed less than 1,000 feet away from homes. Basically, the applicant intends to build the substation. Total area for the site is 5.25 acres. Approval is required. Public utility proposal with the Planning and Zoning Commission providing a recommendation, and the County Board of Supervisors shall determine whether or not the project is approved. In addition, we're also running through the Board of Adjustment. We're right now in the process of updating our code. All special permits should go before the Planning and Zoning Commission for recommendation and the Board of Adjustment for final approval. We're working on diligently on making those code changes, and in order to satisfy both our local ordinance as well as state law, we're going to run it through Board of Supervisors and the Board of Adjustment to make it legal. And I believe that we ran that by Mr. Burke, and he was okay with that. It's just taken a little bit longer to get the ordinance codified and updated. Eric just spent a couple hours this week, got that caught up, and my hope is to, within the next couple months, bring that before you, and the changes that we have for floodplain and everything else that was recommended by the Planning and Zoning Commission, which did approve the ordinance. So basically, yeah, this project's been ongoing for 2 years. They previously had a location, but neighbors opposed it.
Who owns the land that this is going on?
Let's see, the land will be owned by.
Harold and Marilyn.
Okay. And so, yeah, basically they're putting the substation up on their land.
Seth, I just have a question. I know in the submittal that you sent, you commented on just a few minutes ago about in Des Moines, the substations are somewhat constructed. I think you said 1,000 feet from.
Oh, 100. It's 100.
And I thought, I was going to say, the submittal said 100.
Oh, it was 100 feet.
Oh.
Yeah, no, yeah, they're literally that close. What ends up happening is when they go up, people are nearby them, they get concerned. But if they go up and the new subdivision goes up around them and it's already there, then nobody has any concern. So I just wanted to make that point.
Is there opposition to this one?
Just one person. This particular person lived over 1,000 feet from the location, and actually, when electricity goes to a substation, it's reduced. So it's just going off. Another reason why they selected this location is because it's right next to the power lines, so it enables them to build the substation right there.
It was brought to me that maybe there's water that drains through there during heavy weather events. Has that been looked into, or plans to mitigate that, or anybody wish to comment on that?
Oh, on what again?
That there's possibly water that drains through this location.
The locations, yeah, it's not on the floodplain. The old location, though, where the current substation sits, has been flooded periodically and has had to come offline. I'm not aware of any floodplain issues associated with the new site, but the existing site, there are definite floodplain issues where the current substation does sit.
And it looked like there'd been a couple of other sites considered
Yes.
previously, so this.
One was considered, but opposition turned it down because they were placing it in the floodplain on fill. It would have been, rows and 3 feet above as required by ordinance. But I think some neighbors just didn't want to see it from their front yard. And in this location, as you can see on the map, there's a lot of trees that buffer that area. I think you have to practically drive into it just to even see it.
So there's no opposition here today?
Is there any opposition to this request? Okay.
To your surprise.
Okay, is there any more questions?
Or do we have any more questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any final questions or discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please, Mr. Veeder.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Trelka,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes. Moving on to item E, this is resolution fixing March 17th, 2020 as a date for a meeting on the proposition of the issuance of not to exceed $4 million general obligation bonds of Blackhawk County, State of Iowa, for essential county purposes, and providing for publication of notice therefore, or thereof.
Motion to approve.
Second.
So moved and seconded. Do we have any further questions or discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please, Mr. Veeder.
Little,
Yes.
Trelka,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes. Moving on, item 9, any reports or information from the board? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? This meeting is adjourned.